So, hello. Today we are joined by Markus Franz. Markus is the Chief Technology Officer of Ippen Digital, one of Germany's most innovative publishing groups. As the head of Ippen's incubator lab, Markus has been at the forefront of bringing AI into the newsroom, from building Ippen's AI studio with its voice-to-action tools to experimenting with agentic AI and the concept of liquid personal media. He's been pushing the boundaries of how technology can make journalism more flexible, more engaging, and more human, collaborating with AI. Markus, it's a real pleasure to have you on the show. Welcome.
Wow, Danny. Nice for having me. And what a nice introduction. Yeah, we're doing stuff. Yeah.
We're very, very happy that you're here. We've been kind of, let's say, engaging with each other on LinkedIn and kind of seeing a lot of the insights that you're sharing on, let's say, on a weekly basis. But if we dare to look back a little bit in the past couple of months, this AI world kind of is moving at speed. It's AI on steroids, new models, big funding rounds, strategic moves every week. Like NVIDIA just announcing that they bought a stake in Intel. Who could have thought that a couple of years ago? But which single announcement do you think will really shape the next 12 months in the news industry?
Oh, wow. Good question. Let's think about it. Yeah, for me, I mean, there's so much ongoing in such a short time. But for me and for the publishing industry or the media industry, I would say, is the announcement that we shift from AI assistants, to agents. And that means AI is not longer answering stuff like request, response, but it acts, and it acts in different environments. And this is moving, this is really moving from cruise control to a self-driving car, some kind of. And it's what is fascinating and what we are doing and exploring even in the lab.
Even in the lab. And if you kind of happen to be with your CEO in the elevator and you have to summarize it now in one sentence, what is the kind of the key thing that he should or she should take away?
An elevator pitch. So
and
I mean,
the elevator,
yeah. So we should treat AI like junior colleagues, right? Like for example, they are researching, they test ideas, they handle routines and stuff. And this is for me when we are talking about this agents thing. It's like that. Yeah.
But indeed, 2025. If you look back, just late last year, early this year, it was all about AI agents. Shaping the breakthrough. You have OpenAI has a vision of not one agent, but millions of agents working with each other, talking to each other, talking with you. Google has an agent. Everybody is talking about agents. But if you look a bit in your day-to-day, your own day-to-day life, which AI agent or agents have you been using yourself lately?
Quite a lot of agents, to be honest, because I'm a technical guy. So we do the programming stuff with a lot of coding agents, for sure. But I also use it for research. And I use them for example, to testing ideas. And what I see in my personal life or day-to-day life is, and this is what I mean, they handle more and more routine stuff, but I keep the judgment. So I write a last line, but this is the way what we are seeing and working with.
And are they in your personal life again? Are these kind of autonomous tasks that are out there that are informing you, for instance, in your research, because you are following a massive amount of sources? Are they kind of running in the past and then they hint you, or how do you engage in your day-to-day life with these agents?
It's a good question because it's a kind of collaboration, right? For me, I automate things mainly in information research. because we have to keep ahead with the technology, with the trends, with the insights. So I'm a
Sure.
knowledge worker, right?
Yeah.
And the models right now, they are doing a great and fantastic job for researching stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also for writing stuff. So if I challenge my idea, my architecture, my thoughts, they are quite good.
They're your coach there. Eh? That is
Yeah,
the kind of the
sometimes.
assistant, the coach, the co-pilot. And if you think a bit broader, because agents, it seems to be new, but they're not that new. If you look at the history
They
of
are all,
AI,
yeah,
and I think
amazing.
already in the 80s there was talk about kind of these autonomous at MIT. But how, in your kind of world, how do you define an AI agent, like also in your lab and in the newsroom?
To define it, yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, I always say, and this is what I'm seeing, or for me the best, it's not about a technical term or a science term, but for the mental model, yeah, it's like a quiet colleague, yeah,
Hmm.
that listens, that remembers, that connects, yeah, and acts. So it's an agent is not a chatbot. Yeah, an agent for me is a working mode. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean. It's some kind of invisible exocortex or exoskeleton kind of, yeah. You
Hmm.
set the direction, yeah,
Hmm.
and the agent will do the heavy lifting. So,
Okay.
and this is, for me, it's absolutely interesting because what does it mean if we are talking about um, agentic journalism? Yeah,
Yeah.
live
Hmm.
live the system next to the system, yeah, or they live it inside of our newsroom. And
Sure.
this is kind of thoughts and questions and challenges what we are thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
and
what
and
can, yeah. Hmm.
one thing is clear. We always work with some kind of socio-technology systems, yeah, and they are
Yeah.
now agents. So, and
Hmm.
they shifting roles in my point of view, yeah. Are we the operator with that kind of system? Are we a collaborator with that kind of system? Are we a consultant, an approver, an observer? So we will have with that kind of agent different kind of working
Hmm.
modes and roles, yeah. So lean back or lean in to agents.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
agency do I trust the system? And is it my
Hmm.
system? Questions like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all emerging, of course. Eh? And do you? I do remember kind of a TED talk where the founder of Inflection kind of said, okay, this AI world, it's about creating a new digital species almost, whereby we as humans are a species, and then you have a digital species, and we humans will have to learn to interact with digital species. Do you push it that far, or is it just another technology and another toolbox that is out there in the spectrum?
Yeah, to not overhype that kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so right now it's just software and hardware. Yeah, you have
Uh-huh.
GPUs to run models, and it's you have algorithms, yeah, and frameworks right now. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, and the good or the bad thing is you can scale it. So every model what we are seeing right now, and do you say, it's not so good at all? It's just a legacy model. So
Uh-huh.
the LLM providers like Anthropic, OpenAI, and so on, even
Uh-huh.
Google, every model what they deploying, giving
Uh-huh.
to the world is legacy software at all. So they're
Yeah.
working on the next version. So what we
Already.
have to face is, these models are there and they're getting better and better and better. So with
Yeah. Yeah.
release
Yeah.
to release, step to step, and it's getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because the hardware will
Yeah.
be better and so on. Yeah.
And if we kind of transfer that now to the world of journalism, right? Because there is, of course, agents in your daily life, agents that can book your travel, agents that can probably. But if you look at the world of journalism, that complex world whereby professional organizations are gathering data out of data, creating information and sharing and distributing information to their audience in a increasing variety of ways. how do you kind of see that evolve? And thus, at the end of the day, in your view, if you would dare to look back or to look forward 20 years, how important will the human part be in that equation versus the digital part?
The most important part, right? The USP in journalism, because trust, trust and context and judgment, are human values. These are really human values, right? Trust, context, judgment, and your voice, and your your voice. There's one thing. The machine can try to mimic that, but they can't fake it at all. So, and for me, if you're talking about journalism and agents, or especially because I like the mental model with the species, it is a new species, but it's getting a little bit complicated. Is we can design not an agent, more agents. And it's more how we design as a publisher, or as a publisher industry, our multi-agent society. It's about societies. And it's kind of new world or new system, you name it. Trust has to become an architecture. It's not longer only the output. It should be built into that kind of process.
And do you, if you dare to think it through, again, 20 years down the road, and people will be surrounded by those agents, they will probably even have more the chat GPTs as their personal assistants, their personal guides, their personal whatever, right? Booking their travels, giving them some therapy when they need them, and all of that. Is there still a place for brands like the brands that you operate under Ippen in that kind of bandwidth that people will have? And how do you see the step? What do we need to do today to still be relevant 20 years down the road?
One of the most important, I would say principles or values, or one of the most important thing is, as an journalist, is curiosity, right? So, and curiosity and judgment. So there will always be there. This is always the question: how much trust you a machine, or how much trust you a human, and humans belong to humans. So,
But there's an underlying hypothesis in there, is that the machines it will be hard for them to match, indeed, human curiosity 20 years down the road, or human creativity 20 years down the road. So as a result, humans will still be very much needed to ask the right questions, right? And then maybe with the help of agents come with proper packages of information and so on, and share that. So that is a kind of an underlying big assumption, that the machines will not get to that level of curiosity, as you name it.
Absolutely. Creativity, I don't know. But this really curiosity, is one of the most important things in humans. So this is why we even have this kind of LLM stuff and talking about agents. So
I fundamentally align with you. I think curiosity and being faced with a reality every day and translating that in the right set of questions to be addressed and to be given some answers on, because it's an essential part of, let's say, a news organization, looking at stuff that is happening around the world with a sort of lens, with a critical eye. Asking those questions is most likely going to be the key. How do you work in your newsroom on that part? And what kind of tools are already today in the Ippen newsrooms, now Ippen Digital newsroom, deployed that are leveraging AI agents?
So we have that mainly as the other publishers. So we are starting, and the most editors out there, they use some kind of custom GPTs. So this kind of assistance. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
can you check my headline? Can you improve my
Okay.
writing there? It's this typical request and response
Which
mentality.
is assistant, right? It's an
Yeah,
assistant
it's
role.
assistant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we started, and this is one of a really cool project is about the German elections, that we have a lot of information, and we have to share that kind of information, even in areas where we are not so there. But and this is the cool thing with agents right now, where human is always the last view on that. But you can create from trusted sources, trusted data, a lot of information out there. And journalism for me is to serve the community, to serve the public, to serve other humans. And this is where we can have that kind of information in areas or in audiences where we not were in the past.
Hello there. If you'd like to dive even deeper into these topics with Markus and many other industry leaders, join us at the Twipe Digital Growth Summit on October 14th in Stuttgart. It's where some of the sharpest minds in the news industry will come together to shape the future of journalism in the age of AI. You can find all details and register via our website, twipemobile.com. And now back to the conversation.
And just wanted to dive a bit more deeper into that specific case of the German elections. I think, can you describe that a bit more in detail? Is there already kind of an agentic workflow today in place?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you would say, and can you share how it kind of works and how does it serve and the journalism or news and the audience? Can you maybe make it a bit more concrete?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, if you have an election, yeah, you have always your kind of charts, right?
Yeah.
Where you see, and we get some data, and we have that election data. This is one of the first steps what we built over the past couple of years, I would say. Yeah, that if the election is over, that we have that kind of data. And the classical workflow was, hey, cool, we have this data, and then do you have some kind of JavaScript map to show the election results? Yeah,
Sure.
but with that kind of data, right now you have the possibility, yeah, not to write about 1 or 2 or 3 articles, yeah, depending on your region, where you live. Yeah, you can write articles for every region. Yeah, really specific. You can drill down, and we have people out there, they are reading more than they want to see an image or a graphic. And this is where we have the possibility, to reach more audience with trusted, verified data, but in their in their interest to read or see or click, you know what I mean? So you can address different kind of audience, more specific, and transport more information on different ways.
And so from my understanding, that the agent part of it, the AI agent, is that then a kind of crawling all that data and bringing it back, synthesizing it for editors, and then these editors start creating articles on top of it? Or do they already also create the articles like robots?
Yeah, they're creating end-to-end, even the
also the articles. So it's basically really kind of it's AI robots out there that are crawling the data. Yeah. And then translating that into relevant stories for specific regions where you have a very niche interest, probably. That's basically what you guys have been implementing already.
Yeah, and then this is the to be honest, so I like the quote with we are at the beginning of a decade of agents, and we have to think end-to-end agentic processes. Yeah.
Sure.
And we have to think about, okay, hey, where is a human needed? Yeah, or is a human needed as an observer? Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is really what I see what means agentic. Yeah.
Okay.
But we have to think about end-to-end processes, and agents or multi-agents will support that kind of process. Yeah, this is the new agentic world.
Okay, so you do see a quite different role then for the person in the newsroom, because That person is probably going to be an agent orchestrator rather than an editor, to a degree. Or some people in the newsroom will start having that role, and you probably have to kind of build that skill from scratch
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is what I even on LinkedIn write a lot about, is what is
Yeah.
our role? Yeah.
Yeah.
Role in the newsroom, what is our role in that kind of process? And there are huge roles. Yeah, you will always write some kind of story, or you create an artifact. It may be on LinkedIn post, it may be on video, it may be in some kind of audio. And in this kind of agentic world, you will have different roles as an operator, collaborator, consultant, approver, observer. Yeah.
Okay. How does your newsroom react to that? Do you see people keenly kind of picking it up, embracing it, or is it more of a critical attitude and say, ho, these tech guys, what are they doing here?
Yeah, we have both, right? To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the critical people, or the critical humans, they ask the right questions. So
They help.
and
They keep you on track.
yeah. I have a strong forward-thinking mindset, and I'm always thinking in system of systems. So,
Okay.
but we have to evaluate, we have to check what is possible, what is feasible, where we can improve even routine workload, I would say, yeah, what the machine can do, that you have the time, yeah, to ask more questions, to ask deeper questions.
Sure.
So it will come. So
It
at
will
the end
come.
of the day, some kind of agentic systems will support your daily life. So there will be a personal assistant for your personal staff, and there will some working agents for your
A buddy.
working stuff.
Yeah.
Your buddy, your
Okay.
co-worker.
Your coworker, actually. Maybe on another topic, but also one that you're very kind of vocal on, is the notion of content and the delivery of content, and in multiple forms. You can call it fluid content, or you can call it liquid content.
Or elastic content.
Is this, or elastic content? There's flavors of that. To be very blunt, is it real or is it hype? Right? Have you already seen that happening? That kind of notion that the same story in different flavors translates into either a kind of a short bullet pointed story for some people, and then for other people it becomes a nice podcast experience. Yet again, for others, there's a video short on another channel. Have you already seen that, or is it part of the kind of the future?
I work on that.
Okay.
And you will see that at least
In Stuttgart.
In Stuttgart.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
We talked a lot about that. And even in media, we have that kind of idea for years. Yeah, we call it intelligent content. Yeah,
intelligence. Okay.
I mean, we have, as many publishers have that kind of summarization, bullet points, stuff like that. And this is the first wave, I would say. So, but I didn't see so much elastic, fluid, adaptive content out there. But I'm working on that, because for me, this is one of, and this is an agentic workflow to say.
Okay.
Why? Because one story should become like water, yeah. And this one story, and I will show how we built that, because it's a multi-agent system, how it flows into text, audio, video, and so on. And right now it's feasible, yeah. And this is on one side a little bit worried about what is feasible. On the other side, wow, I'm a technical guy, nice. Yeah, and this is for us as journalists pretty good, because you can reach more different audiences, right? Video, voice, audio, and so on. Text, you can address more different audiences and serve the public.
That's interesting. Yeah, you also have been very vocal, if I can say, about the importance of voice in that whole game.
Yeah.
Why is that actually? So voice to action in your AI studio in the newsroom. Why are you so much focusing on voice?
Because simplify newsroom work radically. Yeah. I mean, um, in the newsroom, you have to check and figure KPIs, for example, right? You have a question in your mind that pops up, yeah, and you wanna answer that immediately. And for
All
me,
right.
and we're talking about large language models, right? We're talking about speech, yeah, and the most intuitive way to this kind of interface is just that we are talking here, and I have the possibility in the future to steer that stream. But even onboarding, look, younger people, do I want to open a dashboard and click different levels, or just want to say, hey, newsroom, analytics agent, what's up, what's news worthy for me right now? Yeah, can you explain me that kind of figures? You have in the future a natural, yeah, intuitive way to work with that kind of machines. And we need that, even if we are talking about humanoids or robots. You don't write a prompt or a text or instruction and to a humanoid. Yeah, you should talk with them. Yeah, and
So
and,
that
and
is
yeah, one thought about that is, but I write a little bit about LinkedIn about that stuff is what happens if a machine is always there, yeah,
yeah.
and listens and be part of your life, and and can be proactively, yeah, and talk with, hey Danny, did you remember? We have to do that or whatever how do you design, yeah, this kind of ambient interface, I would say, yeah. This is so fascinating.
It's fascinating. Yeah. That's what Humane, the pin, aims to be. I think Sam Altman also wants to invest in hardware, right? To be present everywhere, build up memory, which is scary to a degree, of course, if you think about it. But you need to, if you want to be a full assistant, you need to have the full memory of a person in a certain spot to be relevant.
Yeah,
And the question is,
yeah, good question, Danny. But if we're talking to go back a little bit earlier, if you're talking about agent, yeah, what kind of agent do you want to have? Yeah, is it more an assistant? In my point of view, and this is your agent, I have a few that's your agent or your newsroom agent, yeah, is more like a concierge, yeah, that helps and thinks and learns for sure over time. But the main question is who will train them, yeah? Have you, as a newsroom or news desk, the possibility to train them with your principles, with your values? But one thing is clear: if an agent can do things, an agent gets a much more value out of it if it's acting more like a concierge, yeah, and proactive, yeah, and learns over time. What are your values? What is important for you? What are your principles? Yeah, this is what we have to think about, and this is what trust is. Trust in the machine. Yeah, where is your agent? Will it be from OpenAI or Gemini, or is it your agent? Do you own your concierge or your agent?
sure. And do you have an ambition at Ippen to develop the agent for your readers and in competition with the ambitions that the OpenAIs and the Googles have in that space?
Yeah, for sure. So, even if it's a little bit more unfair, because Google and OpenAI have much more resources, but we as a publishing industry, I would say, think about what kind of agents, yeah, with our values, with our principles, with our trust, should we develop, yeah, to support our industry. So and as I said it, yeah, we are at the beginning of the agent decade, yeah, and I don't want to be lay back, yeah, and see what the others are doing. We have to, as an industry, to lean in.
And then move forward. Okay, we're close to the end of the podcast, and it's very interesting. I think we could continue for at least half an hour, but I have 2 or 3 very rapid kind of yes, no, whatever answer questions for you just to kind of wrap it up. But there's a lot of talk, definitely in Silicon Valley, on artificial general intelligence, and I kind of what are your views? Are we going to see it in a couple of years? Is it actually relevant or not? What do you think about this artificial general intelligence?
Right now it's overhyped. Yeah, we will see it. It's not. It's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we see it in 2, 5, 8, or 10 years? Yeah. Most important is if we see that kind of possibility emerging. Yeah. Do you act as an operator or observer? Yeah, because the shift is coming.
Sure. Okay. So shift is coming. Maybe last question here, because a lot of companies are looking at what's happening in the AI race in the US. Are you also looking into China? And what do you think about developments in China in this whole AI world?
I said it for years. To be honest, it's in some kind of AI war. Yeah. Who has the best AI models, the best AI infrastructure? Right now, US, I see it in platforms. China will come, and China has so much really good models out there. Yeah. So both are there.
And you're experimenting in your lab with Chinese models as well, open source models?
But only models that we have totally in our hand. Yeah, not model as a service. Yeah.
Okay. On your servers, on your data, not that's basically so you're experimenting with that. But having said that, Markus Berti, and thank you for sharing your insight and helping us see beyond the AI headlines to what really matters in this news industry. Lots of food for thought, of course. AI agents, voice-activated newsrooms, that fluent content discovery. For those of you listening, if you'd like to dive deeper into those topics with Markus, many other industry leaders, join us at the Twipe Digital Growth Summit on October 14th in Stuttgart. It's where some of the sharpest minds in the news industry will come together to shape the future of journalism in the age of AI. You can find all details and register via our website. Markus, thank you again for being with us, and to our audience, thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you in Stuttgart.
Thanks, Danny. Looking forward. See you in Stuttgart.
Thank you.